look into the philosophy of modernism, right? Starting from the age of Renaissance in Europe, all the way to the Industrial Revolution and the Industrial Age, uh, due to colonialism, it spread across the world. So the Industrial Age, the philosophy of modernism reached a point. People were fed up of the structural, strict, organized approach that you saw in films, in pop culture, in art, in all of these places. There was, the significance or importance attached to science and technology. And with postmodernism or post-structuralism, essentially what happened is there grew up a movement where people said, with science and technology, we can certainly improve our lives, but it's not getting us to a place where you get to this beautiful formula that explains the world and cosmos. We're not going to get to the ultimate truth that explains it all. All that exists is, powerful narratives. And you can see this concept played out in modern politics, art, technology, design, every space out there. Okay. Now, postmodernism, the idea is not just talking about the fact that you cannot access the ultimate truth, but it almost indirectly uh, communicates this message that truth doesn't exist. And I'm going to explain the Islamic version of this, which is that it doesn't say that truth doesn't exist, but it does say that you cannot know what is the entire truth, no matter how much time you spend on this planet. And I'll tell you why. So, the thing is, postmodernism begins, it comes from a place of socialism, Marxist, socialist utopia place. And there's actually an agenda or some kind of outcome that they're seeking to attain with this philosophy or this idea. I'm going to get to that a little bit later, but first I'm going to start with the Islamic version of this fact that everything you know is actually subjective. Why? I want to begin with an experiment, okay? So I want you to imagine, like, you can close your eyes. I've already done this, so I'm going to speak to you and you can practice as I'm telling this to you, okay? Sit in a place you find yourself comfortable with. Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself, your soul, whether you believe in a soul or not right now, that doesn't matter, but like, imagine something that controls your life, your existence, okay, your soul. Now, that soul is exiting out of your body, exiting out of this planet, the atmosphere, like, and then it goes all the way up to the solar system. You're able to look at the solar system through your soul, and then you go even further up. You're looking into the galaxy, and then into the Milky Way, and then you see the black hole, and then you finally exit out of time space. I want you to imagine what literally what does your vision look like. Well, the answer, think about it. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds here. I'm gonna spoil it. You can pause this video for yourself and think about what will be your answer. You can put in your comments down below if you want to. I'm more than happy to discuss that with you. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this. But I'll tell you what. I'm gonna spoil this for you now. The answer is you're not going to be able to imagine that. If I were to, I was actually thinking of creating an animated version of the simulation, like creating a cartoon version of this whole video. And interestingly, when I came to this point, the way I can only visually illustrate this idea, and I'm pretty sure this is what you're thinking as well, it's blank, black, or maybe white existence. Like, you're just seeing a blank screen, right? Why is that the case? That's because, well, You cannot possibly imagine life or literally anything outside of any time and space. Anything you're looking at some kind of space and you're looking at it at some time. Okay? And the only thing you're actually looking at is the present moment. Anything you're thinking about, like, if you're thinking about the past events, that's in your mind. If you're thinking, "Oh, what might happen if I do X, Y, and Z," that's the future, and that's in the mind. That's not something you're looking at. The only thing you have access to is the present moment. Now, I want you to come down a bit. I want you to enter back into the time and space. The space here. Now, if you're going to look at the world or whatever have you, like the Milky Way, whatever have you, from a particular angle, and I ask you, what do you see? You're gonna give me a description, like this colorful space and all of that. But then you go down, and you're gonna give me a different set of colors. Now, it might not be too different, or it might be very different. I don't know what it looks like, but it will look different, right? So there's no way that you can tell the world that this is the ultimate truth, because even if you add everybody's perspectives, you're gonna be able to have like a very rich picture, but that doesn't give you the entire like beautiful formula that explains all of existence. That's not possible, because if you want to tell me what is the objective reality of something, you need to come outside of that and explain that this like describe this thing outside of your biases, outside of your time and space, which by definition of yourself you cannot explain. This is why one of the attributes of Allah is that He is Al-Haq, that He is the truth. Like, only He can have access to what is the truth about this existence. There is nothing hidden for Him, right? When Allah says that He is the visible and He is the hidden, az-zahir wal batin, what does that mean? When food comes your way, you might have worked for it, or you might have ordered the food and that's come, and you will say, I ordered this pizza, but so many things needed to happen for that pizza to be there, right? If those raw ingredients, the people, the weather did not exist, that pizza wouldn't have existed there, right? Now all of these things came to a place, and all you did is you made a choice, and then you started telling everybody that this is all my doing. Allah says that these people who claim that it's all they're doing, they're blinded by the means. Allah is the Zahir. It doesn't mean that Allah is the pizza. What it means is it's Allah who is the causer of that pizza to come your way. If Allah wanted, that pizza could be cause for your death. That car could be your means of your accident and then death. Um, if Allah wanted, something that was meant to be, your destruction ultimately becomes the means for your construction, or your development, your risk. You can expect the healthiest of people dying in young ages through. It appears as though somebody healthy will only die like 10 years from now, 20 years from now. What happens if an accident comes your way? For you, all you're seeing is, you're seeing the causes, but Allah had already written the fact that he's gonna die, and all you're seeing is you're witnessing the reality. You're witnessing, okay, an accident happened, but Allah had already written their death for that time, and you're witnessing this, and you're saying that that happened due to the accident. Well, certainly. I mean, it's if somebody asks you, and you're a professional, and let's say you're a crash investigator, and it's essential to actually figure out how to solve this problem for the future and prevent this accidents from happening again. You can't tell to people, hey, that this accident happened and that's why you have so many people dying, and you that's useful for preventing such accidents. That's not um being non-Muslim. When it comes to utility, certainly you know what that means. But as a matter of principle, that person didn't die because of the accident. That was the cause that you witnessed. That's why what you're witnessing, this existence that you have, is Adam shahada, the realm of existence. And then you also have the realm of command, where Allah says the only thing that I have to do is just have to say kun, be, and it is. Kun fayakun, right? Be, and it happens. So Allah is letting this particular moment happen. Right? Allah is letting, you know, you watch this video, me make this video. And, all I'm doing is within the very limited set of circumstances I do have. I'm making this choice, and Allah is going to judge me for this choice that I make. But other people judging me will judge me based on their lens that they have, their opinion about success that they have, what they believe to be success, and what they can see. But Allah is the only being that's going to make an absolute true judgment about us, which is why Allah is going to be the ultimate judge, the ultimate king on the day of judgment. Maliki Yawmiddin is Allah, right? We say that 5 times a day. And this is a little bit different from postmodernism. What they say is, because you cannot access, truth should be democratized. uh, Truth doesn't exist, and therefore all that exists is a matter of narrative. So whoever gives the most compelling narrative, whoever produces the loudest product, the loudest thing, should win in the society. That is not That's a huge leap to make, and it's certainly a convenient leap to make if you're able to understand where this is going and where this is coming from. But it's not the truth, right? What Islam says is you can access the truth, you can certainly witness the truth, but not the entire truth. Your entire life you're gonna spend you're just looking at the theater of creation, and you're constantly submitting within the limited scope that you've been given. That is the meaning of that, the fact that he is the causal. He is a zahir and batin, right? He is what is behind what you cannot see and what you can see. And your job is to be patient with the trials and be grateful with all of the rewards that is coming. That said, I'll see you in the next videos.